you. Thank you, Chairman Clay. I appreciate you holding this hearing. I apologize for the video, but I'm in the rural part of my district on a cell phone today and still able to be in on the hearing, and I appreciate that. Obviously, today's hearing will evaluate the impact of COVID-19 on America's housing security, which is an extremely important topic, and it's important to focus on it. Time and time again, our committee has highlighted the link between housing security and outcomes of health, education, and career prospects. So at a time with such economic volatility, it's right to focus on this topic. And as I mentioned during a recent virtual roundtable, Congress has taken extraordinary steps to deal with the unprecedented public health crisis and its impact on our economy. The $2 trillion spending in the CARES Act combined with trillions from the Federal Reserve would have been unthinkable sums at the start of 2020, but there's been bipartisan consensus on those items because of the severity of the problem. The CARES Act and its implementation have not been perfect, but with respect to housing security, it's clear that the law's forbearance provisions combined with extended unemployment insurance programs have helped sustain individuals through the last few very difficult months. Now, all 50 states have begun to reopen their economies, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that in May, the economy added 2.5 million jobs, but unemployment remains unacceptably high. So we find ourselves in a rapidly evolving situation, and Congress and the administration must evolve our response to meet those demands. I'm keeping an open mind about what that response should look like, but it's clear we should focus on the formula that worked in the CARES Act. Namely, we need to focus, number one, on real problems that are demonstrated by the best and most appropriate data. Number two, it should not be previous policy goals by Republicans or Democrats that predate the pandemic, but should be a response. Number three, it should truly help the housing and rental markets, not harm them through unintended consequences. And number four, it should be bipartisan. I know that the Democrat memo points to an alarming statistic from apartmentlist.com on payments of rents from renters, but the National Multifamily Housing Council data suggests significantly higher payment rates. And so I think we need to keep all that in mind and try to sort out the facts. New forbearance requests have slowed. That's good news. And I'm grateful to hear from our witnesses today and look forward to working together on underlying problems. Finally, I've enjoyed the discussions with Chairman Clay on the need to address racial disparities in home ownership. I think that's something that is in the jurisdiction of our committee that we should be looking at. But there have been items that are outside the jurisdiction of most of our committee, mostly in the Judiciary Committee, that we can't turn a blind eye to, including the injustice that occurred in Minneapolis. George Floyd should still be alive today. So should countless other African Americans. And I think we need to work together, regardless of the fact that this is mostly in the jurisdiction of the Judiciary Committee, to root out injustice wherever we find it. Thank you. I look forward to working with Republicans and Democrats on these important issues, and I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today. Thanks for holding this hearing, Mr. Chairman.